Today we'll start with PCR, another very important topic in the chapter biotechnology. What is the full form of PCR? Any idea?
Polymerase chain reaction.
Very good. It is polymerase chain reaction, PCR. Fine. Now let's do a little more detail and then I'll share the book PDF also later with you so that you can relate it to it. This was given by Kary Mullis, the scientist who is associated with this reaction. His name is Kary Mullis. What is this used for? This is used for amplification. What is the basic purpose of PCR? It is used for
amplification.
When we say amplification, we mean we want to increase the number. Amplify. Amplify means increasing. So always remember, PCR is used for amplification. When we say it is used for amplification, it means it is used to increase the number. See how? Let me explain it to you. Suppose you see those crime serials or normal movies and you hear, okay, the police or the CID or whoever goes to the crime scene, they collect some samples and then they want to do that DNA matching. Have you heard about this concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Supposing a drop of blood is found at the crime scene, one drop of blood is found or one hair is found. So they want to do what? They want to match the DNA. They want to find out who is the criminal. Now there is one problem which comes now. Children, obviously the criminal who is going is not going to leave 2 or 3 liters of blood. There would be 1 or 2 drops on the crime scene. Yes or no? Or he will leave 1 or 2 liters. See, take my blood and you can check it nicely. How much do we expect the police to find? Lot of blood or 1 or 2 drops only?
1 or 2 drops.
Similarly, when we take DNA hair, the hair of an individual as a sample for DNA matching, again the same case. 1 hair or 2 hair, obviously he will not leave a bunch of hair. Now imagine they have got only one hair and which they have to match out with the DNA. Supposing some problem comes, there is some mistake while handling it for DNA analysis. Supposing I am only carrying that drop of blood in a tray and in this, what do you call those small glass plates that you have in the lab, and it falls down from my hand. So the only sample I had is gone or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Or in the first analysis, I could not reach any conclusion. And I feel ki no, I'm not very sure of my result. I want to do it once again. Can I do it once again? I cannot do it because I had only how many hair?
1 or 2 hairs.
One only. So this problem was coming. So the only solution was to make multiple copies of the specimen that we have got. If we have got one hair, we can make multiple copies of that hair so that testing can be done. We have a lot of samples to do the testing so that we are very sure about our conclusion. Similarly, we've got one drop of blood. We will not start directly analyzing that drop of blood because if something happens or that is destroyed, we will have no more evidence left. So we make multiple copies of that sample which we have got. And who is going to help us in making this multiple copies? This reaction. What is the name of the reaction?
Polymerase chain reaction.
Yes. Now look at this. Supposing a DNA is found at the crime scene. Okay. We know that the DNA is isolated only from the WBCs. Always remember, DNA is always isolated from
WBCs.
It is never isolated from RBCs or platelets. The reason is they do not have a nucleus. We know we have three main components of blood, RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. So whenever DNA has to be isolated, it is always extracted or isolated from which part of the blood?
WBC.
WBCs. Why don't we get DNA from RBCs or from platelets?
Because they do not have nucleus.
Yes, beta. But there is one problem. The number of WBCs is very, very less as compared to the RBCs. So very few WBCs are available. So the DNA number has to be increased. What do we need to increase is the number of DNA. The number of copies that we have has to be increased. So we got this reaction. What is the name of the reaction?
Polymerase chain reaction.
Yes. So I hope everybody's understood why do we use polymerase chain reaction to make multiple copies of the DNA? Because the DNA that we get, even if normally we have to extract DNA from somebody's body, it will be extracted from WBCs. And the number of WBCs are very, very less. So obviously, we cannot take out DNA from all the WBCs of an individual. What we will do, we will take out one strand of DNA from a WBC and make multiple copies of that particular DNA. Fine. And which process are we going to use for making multiple copies? Name the reaction. What is this reaction? PCR. What is the name of the reaction?
Polymerase chain reaction.
There are three main steps in PCR. The entire procedure, just for your convenience, we have put it into three different steps. See, this is the first step, denaturation. The word denaturation means to spoil the original nature of something. Denaturation, spoil the original nature. So what do we do? How do we spoil the original nature of DNA? We separate the two strands of DNA. We know DNA is double-stranded. You remember DNA is what? Single-stranded or double-stranded?
Double.
So we are going to denature the DNA. We are going to change the structure of DNA. It was double-stranded. We make it single strands. So when you open the double-stranded DNA and you make it single-stranded, it looks like this. This one strand, upper strand has 3', 5', and this one has a 5', 3' end. So how will you do this? You have to heat your DNA up to 90 to 94 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature that you need for heating and changing double-stranded DNA to single-stranded?
90 to 94 degrees Celsius.
Yes. Okay. And you need to use, there are three conditions for denaturation. First is dilute HCl is needed, a dilute acid, a dilute base, and a high temperature. These are the three conditions which are needed for denaturation of a double-stranded DNA. Dilute acid which is normally hydrochloric acid used, or dilute base and high temperature. How much temperature I just told you?
90 to 94 degrees Celsius.
Yes. But beta, one precaution has to be taken, that you have to heat it for a very short period, not a long period. Heat it for a very short period so that the hydrogen bonds break. Between these two strands, we have hydrogen bonds. What do we have between these two strands which make it a double-stranded DNA?
Hydrogen bonds.
Yes. So we have to only break those bonds so that these two strands get separated. If you will heat for a longer time, higher temperature, then even the phosphodiester bonds will get damaged. So only heat it for a short time, because we have to break only which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bonds. If you heat it for longer, which other bonds will be getting damaged?
Phosphodiester bond.
Yes. The most suitable optimum temperature suggested is 92 degrees Celsius. See now, this is what happens after heating it at 92 degrees Celsius for a few minutes. These two strands get separated completely. These are separate strands. Which bonds have already broken?
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bonds. How many steps are there in PCR?
3.
3. Before I move on to the second step, let me go back again quickly what we have done. What is the full form of PCR?
Polymerase chain reaction.
Yes. Polymerase chain reaction is basically used to make multiple copies of
DNA.
Very good. DNA. We need to make multiple copies of DNA for certain reasons. Number one, DNA is only found in which part of the blood?
WBCs.
Yes, it is only in WBCs. Why can't we have DNA in RBCs and in blood platelets?
Nucleus is not present in them.
Very good. Nucleus is not present. And we know that chromosomes, DNA, everything is present in the nucleus, and we don't have a nucleus here in RBCs and in platelets. Okay, fine. Now, the number of WBCs is large or it is very less?
Less.
Yes. See, this is the main problem. We can extract DNA only from WBCs, and the number of WBCs is comparatively very, very less. So what do we generally do? We take 1 or 2 strands of DNA and we make multiple copies. What do we make out of it?
Multiple copies.
Yes. Like we have photocopy of a paper. Supposing they have very important document. Okay. What do we generally do? We make a lot of photocopies and keep it. So that if one paper gets lost or one paper is damaged, we have more copies. Do we do this for important papers and important documents?
Yes, fine.
Yes. So this is exactly the same thing that we are doing, but this is being done for DNA. We make a lot of copies, multiple copies of DNA, so that if one strand gets damaged when we are experimenting or we are doing some research, then we have more copies. Who is going to help us in making more copies of DNA? Which reaction?
Denaturation.
The name of the reaction. Yes, it is PCR. What is the heading? What is the first step of PCR?
Denaturation.
Denaturation. I told you when I started, the word denaturation means to spoil the original nature or to change the original nature. What was the original nature of DNA?
It was double-stranded.
That it is double-stranded. How will we change its nature? We'll change the double-stranded DNA into a single-stranded DNA. But for that, we need to break which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bonds. There are 3 things which are needed for denaturation. One is dilute acid. What are the other 2 things? Tell me quickly.
Dilute base and high temperature.
High temperature. What is the most optimum temperature for denaturation?
94 degrees Celsius.
But we should heat it for a very short time, not for a long time. I just told you the reason. Now you people tell me why it should be heated for a short time only, not for a long time.
Because if it would be heated for a long time, then phosphodiester won't also break.
We need to break only which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bonds. And if we heat it for long, then which bonds will also get damaged?
Phosphodiester bonds.
Yes. See, we have hydrogen bonds between these two strands. So if we break the hydrogen bonds, automatically they will get separated. See over here. We have separated. These are single strands. Which bonds have broken?
Hydrogen bonds.
Okay. Now we come to the second step. That is annealing. It's a complicating process. If you'll be able to understand, you'll find it very easy. If not, then it'll be difficult for you. What is the second heading or the second step?
Annealing.
Annealing. The other name given to this is hybridization. The other name for the same process, annealing, is what, beta?
Hybridization.
Hybridization. So first was denaturation. What is the second step?
Annealing.
Annealing or hybridization. Just take 1 minute, read what is written, see what is happening over here. Though I'm very sure you'll not be able to understand much, but just give a try. Take 2 minutes. Okay, beta, I know it's going to be a little difficult for you, but let's try hybridization. Now you have to make a new strand of DNA. You have got how many strands of DNA? 2 separate strands of DNA. What have you got? After denaturation, we got 2 separate strands or we've got a double-stranded DNA. What do we have with us?
2 separate strands.
2 separate. बेटा यहाँ से आगे चलेंगे तो यहाँ से याद रखना. We have 2 separate strands of DNA. Now we need new DNA strand to be synthesized. We have 2 separated strands. Now we make a new DNA. From this, we have to make a new DNA. Remember, the first thing which is needed to make a new DNA is primer. What is needed? What is needed, children? First thing which is needed for annealing. What is it? Tell me quickly.
Primer.
Primer. Have you heard this word primer anywhere? When we have whitewash at our house, the first thing which the painters put on the wall is primer. And then they put the paint. Have you heard about this? Never mind. First, beta, whenever there is a whitewash at a place, first there is always a coating of primer and then paint is done. The reason is what? Because primer helps in binding. What is the main function of primer?
Binding.
It will bind the paint very nicely to the wall. So that is why we have primers in painting also. Always remember the function of primer is to bind. The first thing that we need for annealing is a primer. Now let me explain it to you. This was your first strand, this upper wala, if you see, this is this strand, 3', 5', this is 5', 3'. The bonds have already broken. This was one strand, this is the second strand. Now this is your primer. Primer is nothing, small pieces of DNA, RNA, they are primers. Can you see these small pieces over here? Small pieces of DNA, small strands of DNA. Can you see these primers? 1, 2, 3. What are these? What are these?
Strands of DNA.
They could be RNA also in some cases. They initiate the DNA nucleotides to come there. Why do we need a primer? Why do we need this primer, beta? Because this will initiate more nucleotides to come there. First, this will come. The first one will come, primer. And then it will motivate or initiate other nucleotides also to come there. Fine. Now, which end of the parent strand of DNA will RNA primer be formed? Now we need to understand that from which side the primer will be formed. Always remember that in the first strand over here, can you see the first strand? First case. See over here in the first case. If in the first case, the primer is coming at 3' end, can you see this primer? It is coming at which end of the DNA?
3'.
Yes. Now in the second case means I'm talking about this one. We need to have again primers over here. We need some enzymes also for this process. And this process takes place at a lower temperature, somewhere between 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. It will take place at which temperature? 50 to 60 degree. Appropriate is 56 to 57. Now understand here. If your primer has attached to the 3' end on this strand, then it will attach on the same end on this strand also. ध्यान से देखो बेटा, ये primer है. Primer is attached to which strand? 3' or 5'?
3'.
3'.
So नीचे वाले strand में भी it will go and attach to which strand, which end only? Which end it is attaching to? 3' or 5'? 3'. Now this is the 3' of your strand and this is your primer. Always remember 3' के साथ bond हमेशा 5' का बनेगा. So this is the 5' end of the primer. This is 3' end of this single strand of DNA and this is the 5' end of your primer. Similarly here we had the 3' end. So with 3' always which one will combine? 5'. So this is the primer for the first strand. This is the primer for the second strand. Primers are always binding to which site over here in this DNA? See this? 3' or 5'?
3'.
What was the appropriate temperature?
56 to 67.
So we have added something to the original strands of DNA. Now they have become hybridized. Hybridized means something added on or something changed. So your original strands are now hybridized. That is why this process is called hybridization or annealing. Annealing means anneal means to add. Annealing means to add something. What have we added? What have we added to these strands of DNA? Primer. What is the word we use? Primer. Very good. Always remember, all of you, we are talking about the word primer. So in the first step, mainly what did we do? We did denaturation. That means we spoiled the original nature of DNA. We changed the double-stranded DNA into which DNA?
Single-stranded DNA.
By breaking which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds.
Very good. And the second step is annealing or hybridization, in which we have added or annealed primers with these single strands. What have we added to them?
Primers.
So this is your second step in PCR, primers. Let's move on to the third step of PCR, the last step, that is extension. What is the last heading?
Extension.
I told you primer, the main function of primer is that once this primer will come, it will motivate or encourage more pieces to come here. Okay. More of DNA pieces or more of DNA nucleides will come and they will start binding with the primer. So your strand will become longer, extension. That is why it is called as extension. Let me explain it to you. Now, this was the first strand which we got. This was the second strand. This primer is already attached on the first strand. At which end?
3' end.
Yes. And here also the primer is attached at the 3' end. So this process was already done annealing. See over here. Now again, what do? We need temperature high, approximately 72 degrees Celsius. Now you'll raise the temperature. Make it high. Up to how much?
72 degrees Celsius.
Yes. And you need an enzyme DNA polymerase. Which enzyme is needed now?
DNA polymerase.
See, children, in human body, we cannot have temperature of 72 degrees Celsius. But in human body also, we have this enzyme DNA polymerase. So in our body, this DNA enzyme polymerase does not work at 72 degrees Celsius. We know that our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. As soon as the temperature crosses 37, all enzymes in the humans, they get destroyed, they get denatured. Fine. So we cannot have this enzyme functional in our body. We need a thermostable enzyme. Okay, we need what kind of an enzyme? A thermostable enzyme, which is isolated from thermophilus bacteria. Those bacteria which can tolerate extreme heat are known as thermophilus bacteria. What are they called as? Thermophilus. Understand, this enzyme I said works at 72 degrees. But human body will never go to 72 degrees Celsius because the optimum temperature of the human body is only how much?
37 degrees Celsius.
So, and we know that as soon as the temperature of the body goes beyond 37, all the enzymes stop working, stop functioning in the human body, they get denatured. So we need an enzyme which is a thermostable enzyme. So where we get this enzyme from? We get this enzyme from a bacteria, Thermophilus bacteria. The name of the enzyme is Thermus aquaticus. What is the name of the enzyme? Sorry, bacteria? Thermus aquaticus. This bacteria, it grows in hot water. It can survive up to a temperature of how much?
100 degrees Celsius.
100 degrees Celsius. That means all the enzymes which will be found in the bacteria will certainly be thermoresistant. I mean, they will be resistant up to how much temperature?
100 degrees.
100 degrees Celsius. So we isolate this enzyme that we had talked about, DNA polymerase, from this bacteria. Okay, fine. We isolate it from this bacteria. And then we isolate this Taq polymerase. Look at these name of these enzymes. Normally, these enzymes, they can work at high temperatures in body of organisms because they have been isolated from which category of bacteria? Thermophilus bacteria. Those bacteria which can tolerate high level of temperatures, what are they called as?
Thermophilic bacteria.
Yes, beta. We cannot have them normally here and there, so we extract it from such kind of bacteria. See the name of these, Taq polymerase and Wnt polymerase. Name two enzymes which are isolated from such kind of bacteria. One is
Taq polymerase.
And the second is
Wnt polymerase.
Yes. This Taq polymerase and Wnt polymerase both have been isolated from those bacteria which can tolerate high temperature. Now, I was telling you here that we need which enzyme, what all things were needed for this? More bases to come and add over here. We needed a temperature of
72 degrees Celsius.
And we also needed an enzyme which can tolerate this temperature, 72 degrees Celsius. Which enzyme basically did we talk about?
DNA polymerase.
DNA polymerase. Now we have got everything. We've got the enzyme also. Now these nucleotide bases, they will be added by DNA polymerase to the growing chain. See this. This was your original strand. Everybody is okay with this? This is your primer. I have shaded the primer so that you can differentiate between the primer and the new bases which are being added. What is this?
Primer.
And this is also?
Primer.
This primer will motivate more bases to come and attach to itself. If you can see, these are being added up. And which enzyme is going to help in this? We did the name of the enzyme.
DNA polymerase.
Good. So more of nucleotide bases will be added by DNA polymerase. And if you can see, we are getting a chain over here. This chain is becoming, and here also we are getting a chain. Can you see over here? Now let's see this as separate two DNAs. Now this has become a double-stranded DNA. How it has become a double-stranded DNA? This is one strand and this is the new strand. This is the second strand. Similarly, this has also become a double-stranded DNA. This was one strand and this is the second strand. So out of two strands, two single strands, now we have got two double-stranded DNAs. Have we got two double-stranded DNAs? See this? This is one DNA. This is the first strand, Purana wala, and this Naya wala will become the new strand, will become the second strand. So one DNA to ye ban gaya beta. Double-stranded, ek Purana strand hota, ek Naya strand. Similarly, this is the second DNA. Again, double-stranded. One Purana strand is there, one new strand is there. So now this is basically what is happening is your DNA is getting double at every step. Isn't it getting double? Okay, fine. See, we had one DNA over here. See, children, we had one DNA. We opened this DNA, na? It was one DNA or two DNA? These are two strands of one DNA or two DNA?
One DNA.
It was one DNA only. And from one DNA, when I finished, I have got two DNAs. See, this is one DNA. Because we say DNA has two strands. So ye Purana wala strand is one strand and ye jo Naya wala bana, this is the second strand. So this is one double-stranded DNA. This is another double-stranded DNA. Ab next step mein kya hoga? This will break into two strands. This will make two and this will also make two. So two will become four. So your DNA gets doubled at every step. You're making multiple copies of your DNA. With the help of which process? What was the name of the reaction that we started with?
Polymerase chain
reaction.
Yes, it is polymerase chain reaction. So whenever we want to make multiple copies, we use this reaction, polymerase chain reaction. It is used in making multiple number of copies. Very, very important topic. Tell me very quickly, what is the first step in PCR?
Denaturation.
Yes.
denaturation.
Very good. We change the original nature of
DNA.
So double-stranded DNA is converted into which DNA?
Single-stranded DNA.
Very good. And for this, we need to break which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds.
How did we break the hydrogen bonds?
By applying high temperature.
High temperature. How much temperature approximately?
52
degrees Celsius.
Should we keep it at high temperature for many hours or should we keep it for a very short span of time?
Short span of time.
Why? Why don't we keep it for a long time?
Because if we keep it for a long time, the phosphodiester bonds will also get break.
Very good. We need to break only which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds.
Excellent. We want to break only hydrogen bonds, so we'll keep it for a very short time. So when hydrogen bonds will break, your double-stranded DNA will convert into how many strands?
Single strands.
Yes. How many single strands? 1, 2, 3?
2.
2 single strands. So your first step is done, that is denaturation. You have changed the original structure of DNA. What was the second strand? Sorry, second process, annealing,
Annealing.
which
Hybridization.
means adding. Annealing means to add. What did we add in this beta?
Primer.
Primers. Very good. Primer are small DNA strands or small DNA pieces which help or which motivate more number of nucleotides to add to them. But one thing has to be kept in mind, that if primer is attached to whichever end of the first strand, it will get attached to the same end of the other strand also. Like in this we did. Your primer was getting attached to which strand over here? 3' or 5'?
3'.
So it will attach to which prime of the other strand? 3', 5'?
3'.
Good. So we have annealed the DNA strands, means we have added something new. We have hybridized the strands. See this? This is your primer over here. Primer is a small strand of DNA which initiates the nucleotides to come. Okay. What is required is a primer, enzymes, and it takes place at a comparatively 56 to 57, that is low temperature. What is the last step in PCR?
Extension.
Extension. See, beta, the second strand has to be extended now. Isko bada karna hai. So this was your primer over here. Now we need high temperature for this, 72 degrees Celsius. But the problem is that this enzyme will not, this enzyme has to work at this temperature. So we generally extract this enzyme from which kind of bacteria which are stable to temperature. What was this? These shaded part?
Primer.
Now more number of nucleotides will keep adding to this. You'll get a complete long strand. So now this upper two things have become one DNA, double-stranded DNA, in which one strand will be your old strand and the second strand will be a new strand. So एक DNA to ये बन गया double-stranded, and this is the second DNA that we have got. So from one DNA, we have got how many double-stranded DNAs over here?
2.
Very good. So amplification is already done. This has become longer. So your DNA gets at every step what? Doubled 4 times, 8 times. What happens to DNA at every step?
Double.
Yes. Name the enzyme which played 3 enzymes I talked about, which play very important role in the process of PCR. 3 enzymes which we had used. One is DNA polymerase. What was one? DNA polymerase. Taq polymerase. This also can work at high temperatures. And Wnt polymerase. Fine. Name the 3 enzymes quickly which are involved in this process.
DNA polymerase, Taq polymerase, and Wnt polymerase.
Yes. Look at the spelling of Taq. We write it like this only, TAQ. All these enzymes are very special enzymes because they can work at very high temperatures. If we put DNA polymerase in human body, will it be able to work?
No, ma'am.
No. Because we know that the optimum temperature which is needed for DNA polymerase is how much degrees Celsius?
97 degrees Celsius.
72. How much it is? 72.
70.
And human body optimum temperature is 37 beta. So if you increase the temperature of the human body, obviously all the other enzymes will die. They will stop working. So we cannot have this enzyme working in the human body. So we extract this enzyme from bacteria which are resistant to heat. Okay, a very quick revision now, very fast. Name the 3 steps in PCR.
Denaturation, annealing, and extension.
Very good. Very, very good. Which bonds are broken during denaturation?
Hydrogen bonds.
We should take care that which bond is not broken during denaturation.
Phosphodiester bonds.
Excellent. Phosphodiester bonds. Second process is annealing because we add on what? What are we adding on?
Primers.
Primers. Primers help in adding on more number of nucleotides, bases. The only thing that we need to keep in mind is whenever a primer is added, it is added to whichever end in the first strand. It should be added to the same end in the second.